YouTube, what's going on? Jamar again, Vegas Sense here. Got another Alexandria fragrance, and this one is it's one of my newest fragrances from Alexandria Fragrances, and this one is Zion. So Zion is an inspiration of Roja Parfums, Elysium, and I had seen a lot of different things about Elysium. Obviously, I don't have the kind of money to be able to afford Elysium. Um, Even though Elysium isn't, it's not one of the most expensive colognes out there. I mean, especially when you compare, let's say Elysium to Creed Aventus. Creed Aventus is significantly more expensive than Elysium is. Um, and I guess the reason why I bring up Creed Aventus is because this fragrance it smells like a combination of Creed Aventus, in my opinion, anyway. Like especially when you first spray it on, it sort of smells like Creed Aventus. And then I would say in the dry down, this sort of smells like Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. So I have both fragrances here. I don't own either one of them in like a full size bottle, obviously, because this Creed Aventus right here, you know, we all know how much that costs, and even this here, the Bleu de Chanel, um, Bleu de Chanel is completely overpriced in my opinion for the smell that you get, and also for, I would say, the lack of performance that you get. This is not worth, a hundred. I believe the eau de parfum is like 120 for like a 100 ml bottle. That's ridiculous. And the thing with Chanel fragrances are, um, it's really hard to find those fragrances discounted anywhere. Um, that's the same reason why I've yet to smell, Chanel Allure Homme, what is it? Allure Homme Sport or Extreme. I'm not paying that kind of money for that fragrance. I think that one is probably even a little bit more like 150 or more, or maybe 180. I'm not even sure, but um, those types of fragrances that are still kind of designer fragrances, but they cost almost $200. I have no interest in owning a full bottle of those. Now, if I can find a bottle of Bleu de Chanel for maybe, I don't know, $70, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, then I'll probably pull the trigger on that because it is a decent fragrance. But to pay over 100 for it, no. I mean, that's another reason why I don't own, an actual bottle of Dior Sauvage. I do like Dior Sauvage, but even on eBay, that fragrance still goes for about $80 for a 100 ml bottle. To me, that's not worth it. Especially not when I can get Versace Dylan Blue for less than $40. So that's my little rant on those two fragrances. But yeah, this fragrance here, Zion, it gives me vibes of both of those two fragrances. Now, I'm not saying that it smells completely like those two fragrances, but at certain points in this fragrance's life, you do get sort of like bits and pieces of those two fragrances, I would say. So when you first spray this on, and you're kind of smelling like the opening. I'll just spray some on here. When you first spray this on, this does smell like a really fruity, citrusy batch, I would say, of Creed Aventus. It doesn't, you don't smell the pineapple. So I guess that's the main difference, is you're not really smelling pineapple. You're more so kind of smelling like um, lemon, bergamot. grapefruit, like, those types of citruses. But it's really good. And you smell the citruses, I would say, for probably the first 30 to 45 minutes or so. It's like a really, crisp, clean, citrusy type scent. Okay. And that's one thing that I really liked about this was, the citrus, it stayed for a while. With most, citrus notes in a fragrance, they don't really stay that long. You spray them on, and you kind of smell them for like maybe a minute or so, and then they fade away. With this, that wasn't the case. They stuck around. And then I would say from probably the 45-minute to an hour mark, and past that, then that's when this kind of turned into, I would say, kind of like you started smelling like the ambergris and stuff like that in this fragrance. And that's when it more so started to smell like the Bleu de Chanel. Um, Now, again, it doesn't smell exactly like Bleu de Chanel. It does share some of the notes that Bleu de Chanel has, but what I'm saying is I guess the vibe that I was getting from this fragrance here, it definitely resembled like the dry down of Bleu de Chanel. So as far as how this is classified, excuse me, this is classified as citrus, aromatic, woody, and green. I don't really get any, I guess, green smell to this. I don't get that really at all. But like I said, you get the citrus. You do get some of the woodiness in the dry down or whatnot. Um, but I think the main thing that I noticed in the dry down was like the ambergris. Um, so yeah, that was the main thing that I noticed. Now, I do think that this probably is a fragrance that would do a little bit better probably in warmer weather. Um, I don't really know exactly how this performs yet because I just got this, as well as another fragrance that I actually did, like a fragrance swap on the Alexandria Fragrances Facebook group. So if any of you are not a part of that, I would definitely recommend you go join that group. Some really good people in there. But yeah, I did a fragrance swap with another guy who was selling this, and I basically I sent him two fragrances as well. So I said, well, if I'm sending you two fragrances, send me another one. So I got him to send me Banana Republic's Linen Vetiver. And I only know about that one from Cubano. He just did a little quick video on that one. So shout out to Cubano. Um, but yeah, man, this fragrance, I definitely intend to wear this one a lot. When it starts to warm up. My fragrance collection is kind of getting a little bit, I guess, out of balance because I do have this fragrance does seem to be a little bit redundant, okay? Because and I have this which smells like these two, Bleu de Chanel and Creed Aventus. And then I also have Alexandria Fragrances Brasilia, which is a Creed Aventus clone. And then I have coming tomorrow, I have Alexandria Fragrances Brasilia Privé, which is supposed to be, like the clone of the Z01 batch of Creed Aventus. So I have a lot of fragrances that probably smell similar or pretty much the same. And I have a lot of like kind of warm weather, like summertime freshies. But I think where I live, that's not really a problem because I mean it doesn't really stay cold here that long. It's probably going to be cold here for about another month and a half or so, and then it's going to start to warm up. So I definitely plan on wearing this one a lot, and I will start to wear this one to work to kind of see how it works. You know, just wearing it inside as well. Um, so I will probably do another video on this one, just to kind of give my take on, you know, how this one actually performs. Yesterday when I wore it, you know, right when I got home from work. And I mean, I normally am in bed maybe 5 or so hours after I get home. So I didn't really have a chance to see if this is something that kind of lasts all day or whatnot. Um, I don't know. I kind of get the vibe that maybe this one might be one of the more weaker performing Alexandria fragrances. But I mean, I'm not sure. I'll have to see. But definitely, as far as the smell goes, I really do like this. It is a good alternative to wearing like a Creed Aventus clone like Brasilia or something like that, or even just wearing Creed Aventus, period. You know, it's something different. And, you know, just as far as the scent alone goes, I would say this is probably a 9 out of 10. This is a really good smelling fragrance for sure. So that was my take on Zion. This bottle, 2 ounce bottle, on the website it goes for $62.99. But if you want this one, this is something that you kind of have to hunt down on the website because whenever Haney makes a new batch of this stuff goes like quickly. People buy this stuff up. So definitely, whenever you can get your hands on this one, do it. Because it doesn't stay on the website long, just like Brasilia Privé. Okay, so that again was Alexandria Fragrances Zion. I'll see y'all in the next video.